It's October 16th. This is the first official team meeting for the Physics Catapult project. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jesus. Edgar.
And so the objectives for today is to finalize our timeline, conduct research, finalize material usage, and any other business if time permits. Initially, we were faced with the challenge of having to deliver a vial of medicine, represented by an egg, over a 2-meter wall to a target 10 meters away. By tackling this challenge, we gained real-world benefits such as critical thinking skills, creativity skills, and we improve our teamworking skills. With this challenge, there are certain restrictions and guidelines that we had to follow. Of these included that the catapult must have an arm that would launch the egg. However, a slingshot cannot be made, although a sling could be used to maximize potential energy. This made it difficult because it restricted the amount of ways we had to launch the egg. Next, there was that the catapult had to fit inside a 1 meter by 1 meter cube. This proved to be difficult because the smaller the catapult is, it's harder to get a certain amount of power we need to reach the distance. The distance was that the egg needed to travel 10 meters to a target over a 2-meter wall. This also proved to be a challenge because the 2-meter wall stood in the way of just launching the egg directly straight. Also, the 10-meter target meant that we had to be very precise in our calculations when launching it. Also, no explosive or air pressure devices could be used. This also increased the difficulty in trying to find a mechanism that would launch the egg. Also, the fact that our catapult had to be loaded and triggered by one person made it kind of difficult in the way we had to set it up. And lastly, that the egg could not break when it hit the ground. This meant that we had to create an aerodynamic casing through which the egg would be in for when it hit the ground. We just concluded the first official meeting. The time right now is 7:45. Our other member, Jesus, cannot be here right now. He had to leave early, so he's not here with us for the final video log. Our objectives for today, we accomplished all of them. It was to do a rough sketch of the catapult. We had to finalize our timeline, finalize materials, and any other business that was brought upon. The business that was brought upon was the length, the dimensions of the catapult in general. The materials we were going to use, we definitely went a lot broader on it than we expected. And we discussed, just all the kind of stuff that would go into the building of the catapult. Our discussion ideas we talked about materials that we're going to use, like different types. We talked about the mechanics of the catapult, how we planned on launching it, the trigger systems we would use, etc.
When we made the prototype, we made sure it went by the criteria and constraints as put on by the Steamposium. We made sure that we avoided using explosives, air pressure, or anything that he said we couldn't do. And we also made sure that it met the distance of 10 meters and it went over a wall of 2 meters. So we kept that in mind as we went through the process and made sure everything went by the guidelines.
What is up, guys? Catapult Squad coming at you with another vlog on October 29, 2014. It's a very fine afternoon. Edgar, Jesus,
Jonathan. And so we've done most of our rough sketches for our prototype already. We're meeting up today and we're just going to do our final sketch.
And we're right in time with our timeline, and prototype should be soon, so yeah.
Squad out.
Squad out.
Throughout our development stage, we came up with several designs. Each design we drew on paper. We made sure that each item was correctly labeled and each component was correctly measured. We also made sure that we had multiple views of the object, and we created a pros and cons list for each of the designs.
Hello, this is the Catapult Squad coming to you on October 23rd, 2014. We came looking for supplies, and but unfortunately we weren't able to find them, but that doesn't stop us from looking.
What's up guys, it's Catapult Squad here, coming at you guys November 1st, 2014. We're out here and we're actually going to be cutting the wood, preparing to build our prototype today. Jesus should be here momentarily, so stick around for the final prototype. Catapult Squad out. What's up guys, just a quick update. We've gotten the base actually completed for the catapult. Jesus is here for us. And so there's the base, looking beautiful. You can stick your head through it, beautiful portrait. And yeah, now we're about to saw the rest of it. So stay posted. Catapult Squad out. Alright, what's up guys? Catapult Squad here, and as you can see, it's very late outside, it's very dark. And so what happened was Edgar's dad actually came home, looked at our prototype, looked at it with disgust, and dismantled it completely. And now he's wanting us to rebuild it better. So here we are in the dark redoing it. So a lot of tears were shed, a little bit of blood, not as much as you think, but that's what happened. In life there comes failures, but through these failures, that's what makes us strong. We are not a Catapult Squad without our failures. So today we arise and we become greater men. Alright guys, as you guys can see, it's even darker, but it was worth it. As you can see now, our upgraded prototype is sturdier than ever. I could probably sit on it and it'll support it. So thanks, shout out to Edgar's dad. And yeah, we're gonna call this day a day, or a night, because it's dark. But yeah, it was good. So the final thing should be coming up soon. And yeah, Catapult Squad out.
Hey guys, what's up? Edgar here with another video, and here we have the finished prototype. So Jesus and Jonathan both had plans this weekend, so I took it upon myself to complete this here prototype. Overall, it's pretty decent. It's working well. Our major weak point here is the string. In our final build, we're definitely going to replace that with something stronger. But here we have our launch. Pretty decent prototype, of course. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the drawing board and finish up what we have here. And that's it, guys. Later.
What's up guys, Catapult Squad coming at you guys with a quick update video. Basically we're just going to talk about a few complications we've run into from when we built the prototype and now building the final. So Edgar's going to touch on it real quick.
So first thing, in our previous prototype, when we designed the torsion spring, we used a weaker string. So to fix that, we went ahead and bought this nylon cord, and it provided more tension. So this made the catapult launch further. And we addressed that issue very quickly in a timely fashion.
Our next issue, we had a huge problem with the angle that the catapult was launching at. We attached the bowl to the lever right here, so when we launched it, it shot straight instead of in an arc in a trajectory fashion that we liked. To fix that, we added a quick boost right here. It angled the bowl better, so we shot it a lot higher and we reached the 2-meter goal that we needed. However, we did run into one more complication. The bolts we were using. This is what's holding the casing for the egg. And as we nailed it in, obviously, what we've tried has been too weak and it just won't stay put. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to add?
That's about it.
Alright guys, Squad out. What's up guys, Catapult Squad here, coming at you guys with a quick vlog. Basically, we're meeting up today just to kind of work on our narrative, the narrative portion of the catapult. Also, we're here to tweak up a couple of flaws in our catapult. As the device in which we use to hold the egg, it actually is, it wasn't too efficient the way that we had it. It was kind of heavy, it was bulky, and we didn't think it was all that safe. So we're here today, we're gonna add some foam to it, and hopefully it'll work better. Alright, squad out. Alright, so one more problem we are running into is the hamster ball, which is actually the casing for the egg. we recently added these styrofoam pieces because without this, the hamster ball was sustaining a lot of damage. There's a lot of cracks on the ball, so we are going to purchase a new one. Another issue is that when we did add these styrofoam pieces, their main purpose was to protect the casing and stop it from bouncing and rolling farther past the target. But with this, it is still bouncing off the target, and when we lay it in the bowl before it launches, it does not stay in, it does not fit. So those are some problems we are running into. So since we've been having some complications with the hamster ball, we decided to purchase some gel, and we're just going to test how good it works by putting it in a cup and putting the egg in it. Alright, here we go. Insert the egg. Nice and tight, very good. Alright, seal up the top. Very nice, smells like some very good gel. Alright, let's see how it tests. Alright, drop test in 3, 2, 1. Kobe! Ooh, okay, so as you see, the cup bursted. What's important is the egg. The egg survived! Oh, the egg did not survive. Okay. Alright. GG.
With our catapult, our actual frame, what we're finding is that we're not providing enough tension for it. And so we're going to have to either replace the string or we're going to have to tighten it a lot more. Another thing, this thing right here should be perpendicular. But because of the amount of force exerted onto it, it's starting to slant. So we're gonna have to either build some beams or we're gonna have to add more layers of cushion. And next we have Jesus with this hamster ball.
Yeah, the hamster ball was just causing a whole lot of other problems. First of all, it kept on rolling as we launched it, so yeah, we didn't want that. And then it had a lot of like fractures to it, and it's like, yeah, all these like cracks and everything. So we decided to ditch this idea altogether.
So we've been trying to think of some compromises we could do to replace the hamster ball. We've tried a lot of stuff. As you guys can see, this table is a complete mess of just various ideas. We've tried cups, we've tried bowls. We're working on different types of bowls, and we decided to do some filling with some gel. The gel is kind of thick and it has a good consistency where the egg will not move. Therefore, it absorbs all the shock, preventing the egg from shattering. From what we've tested, the gel does prevent the egg from breaking. We're just still finding complications and trying to figure out what the casing should be made out of.
So this has been the Catapult Squad on November 21st, and squad out.
So guys, Edgar here, and we came across this issue. So this thing, that thing, it should be perpendicular. And the reason why it's starting to slant is because the amount of force that the arm hits that is too great for it to hold. So we have to make some supporting beams. They're going to go diagonal. So we need to address that very soon because this thing is not perpendicular anymore. Other than that, we're getting our tension worked up. We got our bolts secured really nicely, and that's about it. So.
An issue we encountered was that the supporting beams here weren't perpendicular. So what we went ahead and did is we added this supporting beam, right? This one keeps it perpendicular and preventing the arm from hitting it and moving it. So this prototype 2.0,
it's like 4.0.
well, it's 4.0 by now. Yeah, it's gonna give us better launch and hopefully a better catapult.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bad side about having to add this, we had to completely take apart the torsion spring already set in place, which is a tedious process for Edgar, so we're gonna have to redo that. Alright, squad out.
Alright, so we just got done tying up the torsion spring, and it was a very long and tedious process, but it was necessary in order to create a more efficient catapult.
Second design for our egg launch. We're going to now insert the egg into this.
No! Guys, so we just made a new casing after the hamster ball idea was a total bust. We did spend a good time of work creating this casing. Unfortunately, we doofustically did not measure to see if the egg would fit in the case. So once we completed building the case, when we tried to fit the egg in, it would not fit. So we did use a new styrofoam for the casing. So we did want to test how that worked. So we did launch it without the egg in there, and the case held up fine. The only problem we had was with the lid. And so yeah, now we gotta find another solution. Guys, we're back again after the previous casing failed because we couldn't fit the egg in. We decided to choose something a little bit wider. So here we are, we're ready, we're about to test it. Let's see if the egg fits, most importantly. Oh my god, it fits! It fits! Alright, it's nice and secure. In case we didn't mention it previously, the casing is actually filled with hair styling gel. It has a thick consistency that prevents the egg from moving. It also cushions any shock damage. Alright, see you guys at the launch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are here witnessing the first launch with the new casing. Alright, give us a countdown in 3, 2, 1, fire! Survived, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, nice and cozy. You can stick your finger in and style your hair, but it's nice and cozy. No yolk in sight. It's beautiful.
Quick update here. With our catapult arm, we had this little piece of angled wood that provided the angle sufficient enough to launch the catapult properly to the 2-meter height, but we encountered an issue here. So with the force required to stop the catapult arm, what ended up happening is this thing flew across and ripped that entire piece of wood right there. So we decided to make a new arm, and in this arm we made it entirely out of one piece, so we have less chance of that happening.
What's up, guys? As you can see, it's pretty late outside. Yeah, we decided to stay the night, keep working, because we did lose a lot of progress with all these malfunctions happening. So we did just get back from stopping at the store. We bought a new material of string. It's called paracord. It's a lot stretchier, so we're hoping that will provide us with more elastic potential energy, and as a result, creating more tension, launching the hamster or the casing further. We did also buy a new casing for the egg, as we were having previously trouble. This one has a more secure cap, which was one of the biggest obstacles we were running into. Jesus isn't here right now. As we mentioned earlier, it is late, and Jesus' parents aren't huge fans of him staying too late. So yeah, so hopefully we'll spend right now working, and we'll use the new materials. Alright, see you guys.
Trial before, we got the casing to launch the 10 meters, but an issue we encountered was this piece right here. So with the force that it exerted, this thing lifted off. It split the wood right here. So we're gonna secure this again with longer nails, probably more screws. We might have to replace this arm with something better. But other than that, we got the distance that we wanted, which is the most important thing.
Hey guys, it's a new morning, it's a new day, and we have a new catapult. I'm just going to talk about the few changes that we made.
So before Jonathan got here, I decided to add some wheels for easy transportation. And this increase in height made it so that we can turn this thing freely. So, you know, it'll be able to turn on its axis right here, and it won't be interrupted by the height. So that's going to make it for easier tension. That's about it. I also added this lock right here that's going to prevent the beam from moving across. So that's going to ensure that the tension is locked in place.
Alright, as you can see here, we just sealed and secured our new lid. We realized an issue we were running into is that the lid was actually popping off. So to solve that, we went ahead and taped the lid shut. We also wrapped the base in styrofoam and covered that with tape just to make it more cushiony, so when it hits, a lot of the shock will be absorbed.
After numerous tests, we found several flaws in our catapult. This meant that we had to go back to the drawing board and reconfigure many things. This included anything from its structural integrity to the actual design of the catapult.
The problem with this thing was that it was too heavy, so it wouldn't go to the 10 meters, so we decided to use something lighter, smaller. So we went back to our previous design. This one, the problem we had was that the material wasn't strong enough inside. So we're hoping that the beads are going to give us a better protection than the gel we had before. So let's try this out.
We've noticed that the way you put the container in changes the distance it gets and how it launches. So right now we're testing out different ways of putting the casing in, seeing which is the most consistent and the most effective.
For consistent results, we decided to place this ball in a consistent manner. So the way we decided is that we're going to lay it flat across this thing. And what is happening is this method gives us a more consistent result. We keep hitting around the 10-meter mark, which is what we need. So I just wanted to note that that's how we do it.
Go!
We're gonna see if this held on and kept the egg safe. So I can see the egg, and as you can see, perfectly fine.
Alright, the water bead concept works. 3, 2, 1, go! As you can see, they are just measuring the deviation that the casing landed from. You can't really see it, but there's a crayon marking of the 10-meter mark. So from what I can see, it only looks like we're a few centimeters away from the target. 3, 2, 1, go!
To collect the most accurate data, we use the most precise methods and tools such as stopwatches and accurate measuring tapes to ensure that we get the most highest quality data. To ensure safety procedures, we use protective eyewear, gloves, and adult supervision during hazardous procedures during the construction of the catapult.
Eye protection, gloves, free from any loose clothing.
With adequate protection, I am now ready to put some